Captain Devin here. I got my co-pilot Doogie with me. Today we're going to be taking off from Orlando, Florida, and we're going to be landing in Charleston, South Carolina. I've already done my pre-flight checklist about 4 months ago, and I think it should still hold up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the parking brake off. What if we crash in a populated area? I mean, Jesus Christ. Okay. The flight path, pretty straightforward. It's a northeast north trajectory. I would say most of the time, one thing I like to do on every flight is I like to look up natural predators from point A to point B. What sort of critters are potentially trying to bring down the bird? A lot of plane crashes are caused by animal magnetics. Not a lot of people know that, but it's soon to be proven. The predators from Orlando to Charleston, you've got your gators. Okay, big whoop. You got your snakes. All right, been there, done that, seen them. Bobcats and river otters. The passengers, if they saw what we're doing up in the cabin, they'd be jumping out. No question about it, and I've got the only parachute on board and it's strapped to my back. So Doogie, a little bit of backstory on the fella. He used to be a pilot. He was the pilot, right? I mean, coast to coast, people talked about Doogs. From St. Louis to Kansas City, people talked about Doogie. They're like, this guy Doogs. I hear about this guy Doogs. Doogie, he was at the top of the mountain. You can't go up any further, so he fell. I was at my buddy's farm, and I was chit-chatting with one of his goats, bending his ear. And I told the goat, in confidence, because he seemed like a trustworthy guy, told the goat what Doogie did to lose his job. The goat vomited. He threw up everywhere. I hear Doogie is down in the dumps. I hear he's in a horrible place, mentally and physically, and he was in a real seedy part of town in a nasty apartment. And so I visited him during the day, wasn't about to go there at night, get my ass kicked. I knock on the door, and with each knock, the door opened a little bit. He was in the center of the apartment, kind of wrapped in a bundle of blankets. Clearly had not used a conventional toilet in what looked like weeks. Real gross shit. I walk over to him, and I say, Dukes. He slowly turns at me. One eye had been crusted open, and the other one was crusted shut. He was saying something, I couldn't even hear him, because I was plugging my nose so hard I couldn't even hear. What happened, Dukes? You were the best. And Dukes said, no one cares about me. I care about you, buddy. I'd walk over coals for you. Which, that is true. I would walk over coals for the guy. We're talking room temperature coals, though. I'd wear shoes. I wouldn't do it barefoot just in case I had some sort of open wound on my foot. I wouldn't want to do like a half marathon, just a couple steps. I don't want to roll an ankle. That's how I control the rudders, That's affecting my job. So I wasn't lying. I would walk over coals, but I'm just trying to get the guy out of bed. It's not really an uplifting story once I kind of think about once I say it all out loud. I don't think I have before. It's just like the guy was living in his own shit. Every time I fly over water, one thing I think about, I'm sure everyone's familiar with the term maritime law. You could chop someone up in the ocean, you're not going to get charged. And that's a guarantee. I'll tell you what really gets you out of some sticky situations. It's called aerotime law. I'm flying, and so you talk about getting away with murder. That's as far as I'm going to go with that statement. Aerotime law. Look it up. Every flight, I think about critters, and I think about crashing, and I'd get dizzy all the time. Not a good combo for a pilot, but hey, there's a shortage right now. I just gotta get a good look at that beach. That is what I call a beach. I've seen a couple of them, at least a few. And fantastic. Holy shit, what the heck's going on in this bird? We could have stalled the plane, which stalling the plane is actually a bad thing. Just checking one of my instruments here. Right. Okay, we got some marshland. We got some ocean. No. Oh. God, I just saw a river otter communicating with a pack of bobcats. Looks like they were trying to bring this plane down. The river otter had an eye patch. The thought of the river otters and the Bobcats teaming up truly are, I mean, it's one of the most, okay. Holy, oh, son of a bitch. I mean, I've sweat in my life before, but this tops the list. Okay, I think I'm not done. I thought I was done. I don't know if you could drink enough Pedialyte in the world for something like this. Why is this happening? Is it the otters? Oh, I got water on my yolks. And I ain't kidding. I don't know, I think I might have got some on my shirt. My pants were wet way before I started sweating. For a completely different reason. I gotta get out of this thing. Just gonna pop this off real quick. It's nice to be in some casual clothes. Hello, Captain D&D. What channel? I'll turn it on. What the hell is this gonna be about? Let's check it out.
An airline pilot from the United States, they say he was drunk in the cockpit. He'd already pulled away from the gate with a jet full of passengers.
That guy doesn't even look like me. What the hell are you talking about? I'm wearing a white shirt. Where is our autopilot? It's on. Son of a bitch. That's been on the whole time. I'd say the runway is actually coming up any time. How do you read this thing? Okay, we might be a little bit lost. I've done this so many times that I should know this by now. This whole cabin is covered in snot. Jesus! I'm an all-star pilot, and I'm gonna show you why. Charleston, that's it. Charleston International. That's our runway. Let's get a big ol' round of applause because we made it. Well, we haven't quite made it, but let's round of applause anyway. Shut up! Oh, hell yeah, we're landing this thing smooth as hell. Smooth as ice. I've heard that, I think. Now, what I like to do when we land, I slam on the brakes. I also apply the parking brake. Probably a reason why this thing's always in the shop. You're not supposed to do that, but god dang it. The way I fly, I need to stop as quick as possible. That's a good looking runway if I've ever seen one. And we're landing right on it. Oh, I killed the engines. That was unintentional. I gotta kick them right back on. Okay, landing gears down. Flaps. They're there. Oh no. Oh, where's my... That was another successful flight. There was someone once who gave me some advice that I would like to share. And they said, Captain Devin, every time you get down in life, just remember